Enter the O, the Nintendo show. Enter the O and enter the O. Enter the O, the Nintendo show. Enjoy that theme. Enjoy this podcast. Mel.
Yo.
Hello, Mel. Hi, how are you? Yes, this is episode 9 of Enter the O, a Nintendo show. Yes, it is. Mel, how the heck are you?
Oh, pretty good, actually.
It's not just Mel, though. It's Digimon Mel.
Mellymon, because they usually have their names in with Mon.
Oh, yeah, Mellymon. Mellymon, it is. Mellymon, how the heck are you? How was your week?
My week? Okay. So, we had a lot of game releases this week, so been being a nerd like that. But I actually did something last weekend, and I didn't tell you about it because I was saving it for this. Because I actually did something. Usually I'm just staying home. And I was like, oh, I cleaned up, I moved around stuff. Maybe you saw a Netflix show. But this, I actually went out to this little art exhibit because in my little city town, whatever you want to call it, the Vincent Van Gogh immersive experience was in the area.
Yeah.
So I went to that. Little art. Sophistication. Artsy.
In interactive.
Oh yeah, because there was these 3D models kind of thing, where it's like his face.
Ear? Yeah. Was he the one that cut his ear off, or was that somebody else?
Yeah, he was the one that cut his ear off.
I thought so. Were there any ears? Yeah, like at the
Okay, so
on the menu.
They didn't have the ears, but in the gift shop, which I'm actually super regretting now that I didn't do, there was this mug of his face, and there's the ears on the mug, but only one of them. The other side is just like this bandage, and it's just like a big X with bandages. It's just missing the ear. So you hold the mug by his nose, and you just drink it out of that. Maybe I'll post pictures on it on Twitter later.
Yeah.
But very regretful that I didn't buy that. It was $25. So yeah. I was like, but anyway, at the exhibit, there was the paint. There was these little paintings, of him and what he painted, and all the information and stuff. And then they had these 3D models of his face, and it, a whole bunch of just of his painting artwork was just go through it. It's a little slideshow. Well, not a slideshow, but back in the day for your desktop, when you had when you went into sleep mode kind of thing, it would just do all this little
screensaver.
Yeah, screensaver. Thank you. It was that. It's just a whole bunch of different ones, and there was one with a flower vase because he did 1 billion flower paintings. So it would just change. It would go nonstop. Just sitting there. Pretty cool. And then the big exhibit for this was there was this big room, this big projection room.
Yeah.
And it was a 30-minute little movie video, and a whole bunch of stuff would just appear on the screen, and then on the floor, let's say one part was a Japan style kind of thing. You would see all these cherry blossom stuff on the floor. It was it would go into the wall, and then it would transition into something else. I took videos and pictures and stuff. It's just that you can't really capture it in that kind of thing. You actually have to go into the thing. And the room itself was those fancy lawn chairs at the beach houses, those. They had those. They had little blankets and fuzzy pillows and cushions. You can just lay back and just look at the ceiling and stuff. And there's one little section where you can color some of his famous work, and you just put it on the wall. You can Instagram it or whatever. And then I actually went for my parents. No, see, this is what I did. I was thinking about it. I was I don't want to spend an extra hour here just coloring it. So I took the sheets and I took them home. So I'm just gonna color it.
Put it on your fridge and then post it on Instagram. Yeah.
Be okay, look, I'm an artist now. I'm Vincent Van Gogh.
Change your name to Mel Van Gogh. That's your new name. You needed a name, now you got one. Mel Van Gogh.
or like Mel with her ears, that kind
Yeah,
of thing.
Mel,
And
2-eared Mel. Yeah, that's it's got more of a ring to it. 2-eared Mel. Um, but yeah, did you have a good time?
oh yeah, because like I didn't initiate this little trip.
Hmm.
Actually, my father did, because like every now and then he would do like this father daughter day. Like even like now that like I'm an adult, he
Yeah.
would still do this. And like for some reason, he's like, I think you would actually like this. And I was like, oh, okay, if you say so, because I don't really like go to like exhibits like this, that kind of thing,
Anywhere.
which
Yeah.
was that too, that too. It was funny though, because there was like these certain sections in the exhibit where it wasn't like a painting, but like it was like a sculpture or like a structure
Oh, okay.
kind
Yeah.
of thing. And there was one that was like it looked like a 3D ish kind of effect, but it wasn't. It was just like made like that. And I was talking to my dad. I was like, because it was like a tunnel, so you can look into the tunnel and like you take pictures in front of it and stuff. And it looked like it was like deep and stuff. I was talking, I was like, Dad, you know what this reminds me of? I was like, like Wally Coyote painting the tunnels in like the Looney Tunes show. Cause and I saw the guy next to me, he gave like the most standoffish, like,
How dare you? This is
can't
Vincent
believe I'm here
Van
with these
Gogh. Yeah.
can't believe I'm here with these peasants. And then I actually did have a little bit of trouble at one section
Oh dear.
because okay.
Was something really high up or?
No, it was worse than that. It
Oh
was
no.
so there was a VR section.
Oh boy.
So I was like, okay, I'm not doing this. I was in the middle of telling my dad, I was like, hey, I don't have to do and he's like, I got you your headset.
Hmm.
It was like 8 minutes. Dude, it killed me. I was like almost on the floor, like passed out, like I wanted to
Yeah.
die. And he was like, yo, he's like zooming around because like they gave you like these little swivel trails you can actually move
Oh, okay.
around.
Yeah.
And
And you're just
there was
like,
like this
where's the
little
bucket?
dip. Yeah, I was like, where's the bucket? I was like, I need like a handkerchief. I need some 7-Up, some Pepto Bismol,
Seven
maybe,
up. Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So
Maybe a Choco Taco.
we can't have those anymore. No,
Hmm.
no chocolate
Apparently,
tacos
they're
if you have
still
them here.
in stores, and then once they're
Now
gone, they're gone.
that's it. Yeah.
I want to go
So
get one, but I haven't gone yet. But yeah, so you're in the VR, and it's giving you trouble. But was the actual VR itself? How was it, or could you not even enjoy it because?
I enjoyed like the first 2 minutes. After that, it was just like this blurry, fuzzy mess. And but there was this one really cool part though, where it's like you go into this town and you take like the different size streaks, and then you go into like you see like the little boat, and you go in like the boat, and it kind of like transfers you back into the beginning. So that was kind of cool. It
Yeah.
just it was killing me. And then like my dad's next to me, he's acting like he's on like on the roller coaster. He's like, yeah, look at this. Oh my god, the cows, the field, the this the sea, whatever, the
Yeah.
ocean, whatever. He was all into it. I actually had a good time. So maybe if they do something like that again, we'll go and try again.
All
So I
right.
actually did
Sounds
that.
good.
So
I'll
that
see you
was my
there.
little weekend outside,
Yeah, but
staying
for
inside playing
anyone,
games.
for anyone listening that doesn't know, Mel gets like motion sick at first person shooters or just any game in first person. So you add that to VR, and it's a recipe for disaster. That's why it was so hard for you, right?
Oh yeah, and after that we went to eat. Still, I was like,
Oh,
I am not feeling good. It's like, no, we're still eating.
would you get to eat anything good?
I got this. So we were supposed to go to this little place around like the corner from the exhibit because like they serve breakfast all day,
Yeah,
and I wanted to get fried chicken and pancakes because that was like one of the things listed on that menu. And by the time we got back, and It was just so crowded because when we went to the exhibit, I thought it was gonna be like you go into the exhibit, you have to like you have like a tour guide and he would tell you like everything or whatever. But no, it was just open. You just kind of go in and you just experience everything yourself at your own pace.
Yeah.
Which was funny because in that big open room I was talking about earlier, where you sit back and watch stuff on the wall, transitions and stuff, there was some guy sleeping. He was just passed out. He was
Yeah. That sounds like something I would do, you know? Just take a little nap, a little rest, a little respite.
little mini siesta, you know.
Yeah. Um, Now, I didn't do anything quite nearly as exciting as that, but I did, this week we did, um, so Vanessa is a part of, AMC Stubs, right?
Ooh,
And so, therefore, you get to go see 3 movies a week. And we go, but on Tuesday, it's like a $5 movie tickets, right? So we went and saw Nope on Tuesday, and hers was free, and then mine was just $5. And then just something about when we're in line, it was super crowd. It gets super crowded on Tuesdays because the tickets are only $5, right?
yeah, of course.
And so let me tell you, when you're a Stubs member, I think it's like $20 a month, right? But you get to see 3 movies a week. Um, we You go see 3 movies a week. Um, what else do you get to do? Um, they're in line. They got 2 lines. They got the regular line and then the Stubs membership line, the A+ line. And so we went. There's this huge ass line. There's these people waiting forever. There's only like one guy working, and then we get over. We just
Poor
walk
guy.
up to the front, right? And then we're standing in the front of the A-list line, and then there's this line of people all waiting. And then this guy, he finished helping someone. This guy next to us in the regular line went ahead first, and the guy sent him back, and he's like, "Sorry, I got to take them first." And the guy was so pissed. He's like, "This is." He was just cursing left and right. And, um, but I didn't even we didn't even say anything to him 'cause he wasn't cursing at us. He was just mad at the establishment, I suppose. Um,
As
but
one would be, you know.
yeah, he's like sitting there cursing, getting all mad and heated, and then uh, they were helping us. The person was helping us, and then the someone else came over next to them and then took them right away, and then uh and then he stopped cursing. So we went and saw Nope, and then last night we were going to record yesterday, but then instead we were like, let's record Saturday so we can play some of these games before we talk about them. And then last night, because Vanessa has that Stubs where you get 3 movies a week, she thought it was 3 movies a month. And so when she found out it was 3 a week, she was like, "What? Let's go!" And then we went and saw Marcel the Shell with shoes on. And let me tell you, fantastic movie. Marcel the Shell is a wonderful, beautiful character that started as a YouTube video and then just exploded in popularity. This was maybe 10, 15 years ago. I don't remember how long ago. It was a long time ago. And then all of a sudden they were like, you know what? A24, they make a bunch of weird stuff. Let's do this. And they made this stop motion animation movie, and it was fantastic. It was great, very wholesome. Quite enjoyed it. Is there anything you've been watching lately that you've been enjoying?
No,
Oh
I haven't done anything since Stranger Things for TV movie
no.
things. No, I haven't done
Hmm.
anything.
Let me tell you. No, there's this new show on HBO. Okay, it's called The Rehearsal. Okay,
Okay.
and so uh, the guy, geez, what is his name? Hold on, let me look him up real quick. This is good podcasting here. The rehearsal is oh geez, Nathan Fielder, and he was Nathan Fielder had another show. I forget what it was called. Nathan Fielder, Nathan for You, I think it was, and it went.
Oh, I actually saw some of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he like on that show he would like go to like a restaurant and be like, "Listen, if this food's not delivered in 2 minutes or 5 minutes, I think they said, we're gonna give you a free pizza." And then the free pizza they would give would be about the size of the Post-it note. And people were pissed because they thought they were getting their pizza for free, and that was like the only reason they ordered it. And yeah, they were like, "Here's your free pizza," and people were just livid. The delivery guy did not look very happy because he's like, "They've been mad all day, but now I got to go deliver this." But so now this new show, the rehearsal, if you have something you want to do or get off your chest, you you go to him. He helps you rehearse it. He recreates where you're going to do it. And like the first episode, this guy is in a trivia group, right?
Yeah.
Trivia night group, and he told everyone he had like a bachelor's degree, but he doesn't. And and
That's
so
always fun.
and so it's been a lie that hasn't told them for 12 years, right? And so then it's just a
Oh,
rehearsal,
views.
and he's worried about telling one of his friends. He's worried how they're going to react. And they send him like job interviews for this job, right? This is all just the setup, right? And then he helps them rehearse and do all the different scenarios of what could they hire an actress, and she comes and she reacts different ways every time um to it, and like he's like rehearsing telling her and going in and telling her, and it's really good. If you like the other Nathan for You or anything like that, yeah, you're gonna like that. It's fun.
Okay. So I
Um,
need to get HBO Max. Is what you're
you don't
saying?
have it yet?
No, I don't have it. I have Netflix. I have Sling. What else?
What's
I have something
Sling?
else. Sling is like like the cable streaming thing, but it's not like all the cable channels. You can kind of mix and match what channels you can get. That kind of thing.
Yeah. But yeah. So I've been watching that, and it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. But yeah, so I've been doing that. But this is actually is a Nintendo podcast, and we talk about video games here sometimes when we're not talking about um, art and mm, more art. We also sad day about the Choco Taco. It's very sad.
Yeah,
Um,
that's not art. That's tragedy.
that is tragedy. Yeah, yeah. It is like the arts to be tragic and artfully sorrow.
Oh, yeah.
But Mel, I guess we could talk about some news to get our minds off of all this
the
other
loss of
stuff. Yeah,
the loss of the Choco Taco. Yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna
It's a
try. It's hard to
it
not think about.
it's not going to be easy. That's for sure. We're not going to have a great time being able to do it, but we're going to try. Um all right, here we go. So, first things first, Nintendo finally went ahead and did it. They said Mario Kart Deluxe Booster Pass Course blah, 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 Booster Course Pass Wave 2. It's coming August 4th. Not this, don't expect it this week. This is Xenoblade week, okay? You hear that, Digimon? But yeah. So they got 8 new courses, right? Um we got Mushroom Gorge from the Wii. We've got Snowland from the GBA. We've got Sydney Sprint from Mario Kart Tour. We also have Calamari Desert from N64 and Mario. Mario Circuit 3 from the SNES. We also got New York Minute from Mario Kart Tour because we don't have enough Mario Kart Tour. Luckily, Mel, your favorite, Waluigi Pinball. We
Okay.
from
I
the
will I
DS.
will say something about this real quick.
Go ahead.
Waluigi Pinball is the best thing about Waluigi. That's it.
The best thing about Waluigi.
Because I actually do really like that track.
Mm.
But my favorite thing about that track was in Mario Kart 7, we had the track, but we didn't have him. That was perfection to me. We can't repeat success again apparently, but
Wait, so
you
in
know.
7 it was just the track, but Wario wasn't in it? It was just the
No,
pinball?
Waluigi was not in it. No, he was not in that game. We had the honeybee from Super Mario
Oh, the
Galaxy
character. Yeah,
instead.
yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah, yeah.
character. He wasn't a driver. So
Rob
that
was
was
in
that was
that too, right?
perfection to me.
Oh, no, not 7. I'm thinking of DS.
Yeah,
DS.
Rob was
Was
DS.
Rob
Yeah,
the robot on the DS, right?
yeah, he was a DS one.
And he hasn't been back since?
No,
I don't think so. But also, we got Sky High Sunday, which is a brand new course. Apparently, it's being worked on for tour, but it's coming out first on this, and then it'll be out on tour soon. But this one actually has like anti-gravity sections, and um, the they might not be. They don't expect the what we don't expect the Sky High Sunday to have the anti-gravity sections in the tour version, since that's not a part of that game. But yeah, so this is the second pack, the 2 out of 6, right?
yeah, 2 out of 6.
2 out of 6 of the pack. And then on top of that, we got so we got 4 more until what, the end of
2023.
2023. So we got a while to go. Do you think they're gonna take their time releasing those, or are they gonna
Oh, definitely.
will they be out before then?
I can see one. Like I can see the last set being like a late November release. Honestly, just to push the
Right after the renewal for
yeah a lot of people's
NSO,
renewal.
because it's
Yeah,
October when Mario, or when the N64 started, and then it'll probably be October of this year when uh um whatever they do next comes, which could possibly be what, Game Boy of some sort.
I'm hoping Game Boy Advance, but I'm thinking Game Boy and Game Boy Color at the best.
Oh, Game Boy and Game Boy Color, yeah, I could see that. But I'm with you. I would hope that they would have all the Game Boys.
It'd just be nice because most of the Game Boy games I want to play again, or just honestly the advanced games. To be perfectly honest.
Oh yeah, the advanced ones, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. They're, I mean, because they're not, even if they do just do the Game Boy, I can't imagine they're gonna be like, here's Pokemon Red and Blue. Yes, so I don't see that happening.
It would be nice.
It would be,
Just,
yeah.
you know,
Doesn't seem
especially since like the new games coming out like this holiday, they're not gonna do like, oh yeah, here's the new Pokemon. I mean, not new Pokemon. Here's red and blue. Yellow too.
yeah. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what sort of Game Boy they tackle. Are they going to be like, if it is Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, are they going to be like, you're going to get two Game Boy games and one Game Boy Advance game, or
Totally that.
is it going to be like
Totally.
every month? Yeah. Maybe we'll get one Game Boy, one Game Boy Color, and one Game Boy Advance. And the third month, it'll be some game you've never even heard of, like these NES and SNES games they got coming out. It's just like the games they can get the cheapest possible. They must have, I wonder if they already like bought the back catalog of some of these games and they're just slowly releasing them. Because
That's what I would do if I was in charge of that. Because I think a lot of the ones people want, like third party wise, I
Yeah.
think the scene it's better for them just to release it in some kind of collection pack. You know,
Yeah.
we saw that with the Castlevania games and such. You know,
Yeah. It does seem odd, like with the Genesis, they got the Genesis collection. Apparently, they're paying some of that increased price is to pay Sega for the Genesis, but they could have very easily have just made it N64 and Game Boy, and then next year done Game Boy Advance. But who knows? Who knows what their plan is? It's Nintendo. We'll just they'll keep
we never
trucking
know.
along. Yeah. Um. But yeah. So those are Whew, Jeez Louise. That'll be until the end. I think it's listed as 12/31/23 or something like that. So like going into 2024, that it's just wild to me to think, this game Mario Kart, the game it's still $60 and it's just the collection $25. So it's 75 for the
It's not
whole.
bad.
Oh no, it's not. It's
They're like 85,
85.
60.
Yeah.
But
Um. Oof. It.
but like this little DLC thing has like 48 courses, which is really kind of like another Mario Kart game in itself, almost honestly.
Yeah. I agree. The one thing I would like is because the courses are fun, but once I've played the courses, it's like I want them to like give me a reason to keep coming back and playing it. Um.
So what would you get you? What would get you back in playing like consistently?
Consistently, well, I'm one of those guys that plays Fortnite, so they I think it's probably because they're constantly putting experience points in front of you. Like, oh, you just gained an experience points for this and that, and this and that. Um, I don't want them to follow the steps that Tour does because it's like Tour, you're just shooting this box and hoping that you get the thing that you want. I want to be able to like um, do challenges for it. I want to get like Luigi, but then I want to be able to like and this is ludicrous to even say it, but I wouldn't mind like this you're gonna hate it, but like a season pass, right?
Oh my gosh. Yes, I do hate
And,
it.
and then get the season pass, and then let me unlock like Luigi's Mansion where he's got the backpack on and everything. I would just or at least have the game release the next game in 2025 whenever it comes out, have that game come out and have new costumes, different costumes for the characters, things
Yeah,
like that.
I do want them to take like the tour costumes and us being able to use it. But like I don't want to like necessarily like own these things. I just kind of want them as a selection. Maybe like every now and then you get like a special one just by playing so many races or just participating in a tournament or something. I wouldn't mind doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like not getting hit by like three red shells and one cup. Yeah, I don't want to do that. That's going to be like impossible not to do.
Oh yeah, that's what they have. They got those quests where it's like hit somebody with a red shell, and then it's like hit 30 people with a red shell, and you'll unlock this, and then you unlock enough of those things, then you can use them to try and get a chance at a possibly getting the skin that you want. Hmm.
That just sounds
I do not like that, but I did get the pixelated Mario for tour and
mm,
never looked back. I remember I was like, when this has multiplayer, maybe we can all get together and play some multiplayer together, but never happened. No one ever did it.
yeah. Because they were insane not to have multiplayer at launch for that.
Yeah. Uh, exactly. Oh, Mel, I forgot to ask you. When you went to this museum,
Yeah.
did you get any street passes while you're there?
Sadly, no. No street passes for that.
Did you even bring your 3DS with you?
I think it was in my bag. So now,
That's
was it alive? I can't
probably not. No,
custom
let's be honest.
custom it.
Um,
Hey, some of those Nintendo stuff, like back in the day, they hold the charges and stuff.
that's
I
true.
think the
Especially if
3DS
you
is
don't
not one of
touch
those.
it. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know because mine, I got it like under the TV, and then I'll plug it in, and then I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna go play. I've been wanting to go through and play through Ever Oasis,
Ooh,
right?
me
And
too.
just haven't gotten back to it. And I plugged it in, charged it up, and then it got unplugged for something else to get plugged in, right? And then after a few days, I realized it was flashing red. I was like, I'm going to plug it in. When it's fully charged, I'm going to take it with me to bed and I'm going to play it. And then, what happens? Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Live Alive, all sorts of stuff.
I know.
All sorts of
We
stuff
just have so
happens.
much stuff.
Yeah. But so that was the Mario Kart 8 news. We kind of got sidetracked like we
As we
do.
do.
But then they also had the new update. We talked about, I think maybe last week we talked about how it was coming for Nintendo Switch Sports and it added the soccer strap obviously, right?
Yeah, the leg strap.
Mhm. But they added a bunch of new collections and some of them it got us discussing and wondering what are their plans? What are they going to do with this? So they got right now they got the soccer ball body where it's just like a soccer player and then he's got a soccer ball for a head, right?
Like
And
a
then
mascot kind of thing,
yeah,
yeah.
he's kind of looks like a mascot. And then um so that's out now. And then there's like three other sets that are coming. And then on four sets after the ball, we got the Lollipop Collection. And the Lollipop Collection is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a body with this lollipop head. It's just very bizarre. Um, what did you think of that one, Mel?
See, because like somebody typed out like the collection names from where I found them at,
Yeah,
and when I read Lollipop Collection, I did not think
it was a
that
lollipop
was
person.
no. I thought it was like Lollipop colors, maybe like Lollipop like little hairbreadths or like ribbons or something. No, this entire head is just like a lollipop.
It looks
It is
like a
so
flat
bizarre.
lollipop too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
it's just insanely bizarre. But like, I kind of like it because it's just so out there, you know.
Yeah. But I found myself once I didn't get one of the collections. I found myself not caring about any of the collections.
Yeah, I fell into that too. We talked about that. We were like,
Yeah.
this is gonna happen if we
Um.
forget,
That's what we
collections.
figured would happen. We would be into it until we weren't. And then, so according to the data mine, they have all these different um, sets that are coming out, right? And then at the end of September, I saw this one and it said football and cheerleader collection. And I thought, oh, that's going to be just a cheerleader with another soccer player. But no, they got cleats, they got the football helmet, they got all that jazz, and then the cheerleader as well. But the thing that interests me is why have a football player if they're only just going to be bowling? Like, it just seems like something that they could end up releasing in the future is football of some sort.
Yeah, some type of football game, and I would hope they do that after this little costume. Even if I don't personally care about football itself, it just seems absolutely strange to have this costume and not having the sport, associated with it. So yeah, I do hope we get that because the next sport we're supposed to get is golf, and that's in the
Yeah.
fall.
And that's in the fall. And it just, we got that right in the last, I think it's like the 29th of September. And then we've got the next three are just spooky Halloween type ones like vampires and angels and a skeleton,
Oh,
like
oh yeah.
mummies.
There's like a cafe set too. And I remember talking about the cafe set not because of the cafe outfits, but those like dinosaur emotes locked
Yeah,
to that
the
one.
dinosaur emotes. Yeah, exactly. Um, and it's just a lot of these collections. You know, they not only did they release the collections, of course they do have some other changes that came with it, not just these collections that we're talking about, but they also, they added the leg strap for 1v1 soccer and for the 4v4. So if you want to play the with the leg strap, you can do it. And they made it easier to play against the computer. So you can play against the computer now locally. You don't have to just play against someone else. You can play against the
Oh,
computer and you can pick how hard you want them to be. So you can like keep
yeah.
practicing. And they made it easier for you to, let's say you start up your own lobby online. You can make it like a code for people to join so that you don't have to add everyone to your friends list.
Which is a very nice thing to do if
Yeah,
you have a friends list who's just almost max capacity or at
right.
max itself.
Or
Another thing
if you're
about the
streaming.
CPUs
Yeah.
is they added some Mii's. They added some
Yes.
Mii's CPUs, and one of them is the famous Matt. So
Yes, he's
if y'all were
back.
missing Matt, he's back.
He wasn't in it. He is now. He's back. Back and better for it. He was out there training, you know? He was training and he can't be stopped. He won't be stopped, and that's why he's back. Um, you had mentioned something about this cafe, right? This
Yeah.
cafe set, and it you talked about the dinosaurs, and then it reminded me of a conversation we had because we forgot to talk about the fact that Nintendo bought the animation studio behind the Pikmin shorts.
Oh, we did. Yeah.
Um, I guess all those things say it's like a CG studio. Um, they bought them and then they renamed them Nintendo Pictures. And what I want them to do, they yeah they it was Dynamo Pictures, right?
Yeah, Dynamo Pictures.
And now we were talking about dinosaurs because we were talking about Dinosaur Office. And Dinosaur Office is a show I really enjoyed back in the day on the 3DS. And it was ridiculous, obviously. Very ridiculous. Rightfully so. But it looked really nice in 3D. And it's a show I would love if they were to bring back. I don't see Nintendo doing it. I just see them using this to help with um
They're like in game.
cutscenes and in
Okay.
in-game cutscenes. Like this Dynamo Pictures, they did all of the Other M cutscenes.
You want to lead with the other
That's
M
that's
cutscenes?
yeah, that's what I'm going with here. Um
You could have picked like the Final Fantasy 15 like Kings whatever.
yeah, the
You know, they
Kings
did that. They
they
did
d-
that little side movie.
yeah, they did do that side movie as well. Yes. But they also did they also did that and they did the Pikmin shorts, right? They did
I like
some
those
like
too.
Resident Evil. Wait, did they do the Pikmin short? Yeah, they did, right?
Yeah, they did.
They did that. They also did some sort of Resident Evil. What did they do? They just worked on the motion capture for some of that. They've done a lot of different like CG production, a lot of like CG stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what they end up doing with that studio, and the fact that they renamed it Nintendo Pictures show tells me they plan on doing more with it. You know.
I would hope they would actually have like a little TV show or just like a little mini series of some of these games, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be kind of helpful.
Yeah.
Um, Like, imagine if we had like a little mini Xenoblade thing before the game came out. You can draw in some new people that way. It'd be kind of nifty.
Yeah. I've been playing Xenoblade, and let me tell you, I'm ready for Xenoblade Warriors. Okay, I was
I mean,
been
there's
thinking.
plenty of characters they can pick.
Yeah, they got so many characters now, and then so many gameplay mechanics that you could pick from, right? And
Oh,
it there's just the different battle styles from all three games, and just
oh, you did it too. You said all three games. Because I
yeah,
was about to make a joke. I was gonna be like, okay, if there's Xenoblade Warriors, it's just gonna leave out X again, like everybody does, and you literally just left out
yeah,
X because
of
there's
course,
four
yeah,
games,
all three games, yeah,
all
exactly.
the games.
In X, who cares about that? You know, what are they gonna? Who are they gonna bring from X? You're gonna create a character.
You can bring a Elena, Elema, and you can
You
just be
don't
in a
even know their
mech.
name. You don't even know their name. Yeah,
Boy,
yeah,
she didn't make it into Smash. Okay, it's not my fault.
yeah. That's so they can only be in the Warriors game if they've been in Smash.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
you gotta have somebody from like the series, like at least like one person from like each game in the Smash now. That's what I feel like. Because I feel like the next Smash, you'll probably get one of these guys from three. I can see it happening.
yeah. I wonder who they will get. It'll probably be Mio, and then they'll
Like,
have them like fuse together, and that'll
and that
be
would be
her
like the
ultimate. Yeah,
super, the ultimate. Because this is uh this is reviewing well. This is selling well.
yeah.
We were talking about like the move up with the release date kind of thing, and I actually think it benefited a lot better than what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, I think a lot of that has, yeah, being in the end of July, like summertime. I like back in the day. Let me tell you, when I was in school, I would always crave for like an RPG to come out. I remember like Final Fantasy VII came out the day I went back to school, and I was like, "This is the worst." Final.
That was Mario Sunshine with me.
uh, mm, I remember I imported Mario Sunshine, and then
Yes, you did.
Uh, I had a spice orange um, GameCube that there was a switch in the back, and if it was up, it was like Japanese. If it was down, it was English. So originally, I got it for one game. Resident Evil 1 came out 3 weeks ahead of time. Um, of- in Japan, and so I was like, "Well, I'm not waiting 3 weeks, obviously." And
Of course.
and I bought it and I got it, and first of all, it took forever to get the system, so I ordered the system ahead of time, knowing I needed to order it ahead of time before the game came out, and I did it. I got it, and I'm sitting there playing it, and then there was no English options, so it was only in Japanese, and I was like, "Well, here we go. We got 3 weeks. Get comfortable, you know." Um,
Very excellent Japanese, huh?
yeah. Well, at this point, so I imported a lot of games on PS1. Like I imported Metal Gear Solid 1. I imported like Tenchu before it even got announced for America. There was a lot of games. I imported a Japanese Dreamcast in '99. I was ready. I was ready for the GameCube. You know. Let
Nothing
me
was stopping you.
Nothing was stopping me making ridiculous purchases. Like I wanted to be able to play Sonic Adventure on day one, and I bought it. I beat it in Japanese, and then I went back and I was like, "Is there any new games out?" No, it was just Sonic and Godzilla for like 6 months, and then I was like, "You know
Gosh.
what? I'm just gonna sell it." And he's like, "Well, I won't be able to sell this again." I'm not the guy working at the store, and he's like, "I can't buy this for very much." And I was like, "I'll just sell it online." And then I sold it online on eBay, and he was the one that bought it. So he bought it on off of eBay from me. And he's like, "Can you just bring it
just
to the store?" Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
just making extra steps.
Yeah, I know, right? He's like, I tried to get it for as cheap as possible, and then I ended up paying more than he would have. He paid more than he would have just paid me because some other guy was trying to bid on it with him,
Yeah.
for the game, the system in Sonic, and but anyway, but yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Um, I saw some people say they think the only reason it's reviewing well is because the people reviewing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 are the people that, like, the RPG people that get assigned these reviews, and if you were to give it to someone else, it's like, um, I have no idea. It just seems like there are a lot of people that will just say if any game reviews well, they're like, yeah, well, it's only because this or that. But um, I'm playing it so far. I'm enjoying it. I'm pretty far in. Not actually not that
Well,
far. Let me
pull it back a little
change
bit.
that. Yeah, I'm not that far in, but um, I've been playing it for quite a bit, I should say. 9 hours and 50 minutes. So I've been
And
playing
I
for almost 10 hours, and I got that times 10 to go apparently because people are saying it's what 100 hours.
140 if you want to do like everything, you
Yeah,
know.
I know, and it's just everywhere you turn, they add a new mechanic to the game. So this is the third numbered game in this series. Let me say that. They had Xenoblade Chronicles X, which actually never came to the Switch. It's like one of those games. It's like this and what Nintendo Land, but Nintendo Land really required that second screen. Um,
I mean, I think Xenoblade X has the map on the screen. So I don't think it's like anything like major, but I think they do have to tweak it a little bit. But I do remember them saying it would be more of a hassle than you probably think it is just to bring it to the Switch. But I don't
yeah,
see them not bringing it to the Switch. I just see it like maybe like 2 years from now we'll get it. I can kind of see it because Xenoblade's kind of hot now. You know, it's
yeah.
it's not the we need to petition the series anymore to get the game to come out only at GameStop. You know, it's
We're
not
not
it's
there
not there
anymore.
anymore.
Yeah,
No, we even got new icons for the game, and it's not just like one set; it's like 6 different sets. So,
yeah. The whole
they listened to
month.
you last week, well, us last week, because you complained about the icons, and
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
did.
it would be nice to have Xenoblade ones.
Yep, they listened. They finally listened to us. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
The um the game came out, right? And then right before the game went live, they were like, "Hey, here's these Xenoblade things, and they're going to be rotated out until September 1st." So this Thursday we got the first batch. The second Thursday we get another batch, and just so on and so forth. But I feel like, okay, so we got this year, and then next holiday, maybe like sometime between what September and December, we're gonna get DLC Wave 4 because they released an expansion pack, and the expansion pack is teasing the three main characters coming together, right?
Yeah, like the swords, like literally on the icon for the
Right.
expansion pass.
Yeah. And so who knows what it is? We don't know. One of them came out already, right?
Yeah, it's
It
like
comes with
the
it. It's like a couple costumes.
and like some money, I think.
Yeah, you get
Nothing
some
substantial. It's
money.
it's it's like when you pre-order something like back in like last generation. It's like, hey, you get
Yeah, the pre-order bonus,
like the
fancy
gun
costumes.
skin or something,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So that came out launch day. Let's see. You get silver 30 coins, 30 gold coins, and then you get a bunch of accessories, uh, color variants for existing costumes. Um,
I think they're like navy blue. They look nice. It's just
yeah.
it's
Um,
nothing I would go out of my way for.
it's $29.99 for the thing, by the way, and then at the bottom it even says full game required for this game. Individual DLC waves cannot be purchased separately.
You gotta buy the entire set, you know. It's gonna be like Xenoblade 2 for Torna like expansion. And they mentioned that as well too. Like it's not gonna be like the freebie one we got, like, you know, Future Connect and the remake of one. This is gonna be like at least like a 30-20 hour experience, you know, with
Yeah,
story sections.
right. I feel like before, what it was a part of the expansion pack, and then they were like, wow, this got ballooned up and got a lot bigger than we thought it would, so we're going to sell it separately for 40, but still give it to everyone that bought the expansion pack. So I
Yeah,
think
that was
that would
nice.
be the only reason to buy the expansion pack early, if they do something similar to with this one, which at that point when Xenoblade Chronicles 4 comes out, and because they did say the game is going to continue beyond 3, so who knows.
But they
It's
also did say like this one's kind of concluding these three games. So like
right.
the next game is gonna be like its own
Right.
book,
It
like
could be
its
in.
own little book series, you know.
Yeah.
Think of it like that.
Hmm. So like this won't even have any hints of
Any other
the other
stuff.
games.
It should
Yeah.
be all wrapped up.
Because I
Should.
believe these all take place like what is it, hundreds of years apart from each other, but on the same
It,
planet, something like that.
at least hundreds of years, you know.
Yeah,
We
possibly
might find
thousands.
out
Yeah.
the third it's like thousands, you know.
Right. Yeah. We
Because
don't even know. Yeah.
because
And
I mean I've been watching you play the first two chapters
yeah.
basically,
Hmm.
and there's some little foreshadowing of some stuff here and there that I can kind of see. Okay, potentially, you know, is this gonna happen or not? Because
Yeah.
I haven't
Which
started
we
my
should
copy
say
yet
we have no idea.
because
Yeah.
my copy literally just came in, so I'm gonna start after we're done with it today. You know,
Hmm. Yeah.
so
And then so yeah, we'll definitely be talking about this more next week.
mm,
uh Talk about your thoughts. We won't be talking about spoilers. If we do spoilers, we would do it like at the end of the episode. We could say bye to everyone and then boom, go on with the spoilers.
yeah, because we did talk about that off podcast before. Because you know, it's kind of impossible to talk about certain things without spoiling, but we understand like not everybody plays at the same pace or even gets the game right away. So that's like the best thing we can come up with
Yeah.
that you know, seems to fit for everybody.
We don't want everyone to be worried about, oh no, whatever it is we're talking about. We don't want you to be worried that we're going to spoil something for you because we basically, I mean, I'm basically just, I'm in chapter 2. You haven't even started it yet. Um, but yeah, you did get the expansion pass, right?
Yeah, I got the expansion patch and my game literally just came in like after you asked me about if I got an street pass. I was just punching it in quietly and I'm slowly watching it download.
Slow and steady. That's
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
so
I will say it looks really nice in on the OLED, but it just I maybe it's just the fact that the game flies by when I'm playing, but it just I went from like 100% to like 72%. It seems like in like 20 minutes. I don't, it could have been less or more, but I don't know. Um,
I mean, there is a lot of stuff on the screen. There's a lot of colors, you know.
yeah, that's true. There's a lot going on. I mean, there's 6 people all yelling, "I got him!" Blah blah blah. Like there's just a lot of yelling.
It's a lot. It's also like if you compare this game to two, you can clearly see like a big step up of
Oh,
difference in
performance.
graphics wise. You
Yeah.
know,
Hmm.
it's a lot smoother. The animations are not as jittery. And what I really like about this one is their eyes. Their eyes are very animated, and
Yeah.
they're like you can see like a little more pupils, and they move like actual eyes and stuff. And I was just actually like captured by I think her name is Milo, like her eyes when she first appeared on
Oh
your
yeah,
stream.
yeah,
I was just like, man, this actually looks pretty good because
yeah.
it's looking a lot better than I thought. But it's still, of course, like they're still obviously pushing what they could actually do
Pushing
with
the
this.
limits of the Switch. Yeah,
Yeah. So I believe it'd kill in like 20% in like 20 minutes. I believe it.
yeah. It's you know what? It's great news that you got Xenoblade Chronicles just now, but that's not all we've been playing. Well, this is not just going to become the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 show.
That's probably next week.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. We can talk about the 3 Xenoblade games that came out. And then but we've also been playing Digimon Survive. Do you want to tell people what this game is like, or do you want me to?
You can kick it off.
Okay, I'll kick it off then. Because, when you think of visual novel games, you think of me. And that is what I love. And not only that, but then there's Digimon. A game, show I've never watched, a game I've never played before. And so why not start with Digimon Survive? And that's what I did. It is, I believe they said 70% visual novel,
Yes, it's
30%.
very story heavy.
Oh yeah, very story heavy. 30% turn-based strategy, like a Final Fantasy Tactics type game.
But there is like an option like later into the game that
Mhm.
you can do the battles like that pretty much anytime you want. But like
Oh
early
right, yeah.
on, like they trickle it out, kind of thing. So
So can you just do that to like grind your Digimon?
yeah, yeah, I think that's the way to go because in this particular game, certain choices you make during the story is gonna impact who you encounter and that and such and like stuff like that because
Yes.
these guys they evolve into like different things in different ways. You need to do certain things to get them to evolve into whatever mon you want.
Yeah. And this one has um you've got like your friendship meter, right? That
Yeah.
you have with your friends, but then you also have like your moral, I forget what they're all called, but you got like the 3 different options, and like based on the decisions you make, you level one of those, like they're those meters are going up, and then eventually at some point the story branches off. I believe it's like chapter 8. Then after that it can branch off based on the things that you say leading up to that will then decide which path you take once you get to a certain start point in the story. And that's how this game has like multiple endings and things like that.
Yeah. I believe you have to beat the game twice to get like at least like the true ending, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Bandai Namco themselves pretty much said like, "Hey, try not to like spoil this game after like chapter 5. Like please, at least for 2 months. Please be nice
Yeah.
because this game is the primary point of it is the story and making your choices and such. And I guess some crazy twists and turns happen, so we have to be a little more cautious talking about this one too, actually, because
Right. Yeah.
you know, it's it's exactly what I expected it to be after the so many delays and reboots and such. Because I am enjoying my time with it so far, but you can clearly see some sections where it's like, okay, yeah, they should have held this back a little bit just to iron this out a little bit, just tweak it up a little bit. Because like the actual visuals for like the visual novel pods and how they move and talk and animated, those are oh man, those are really nice.
Yeah. It
Like I
looks
like
really
how
good.
that
Yeah.
and I also like how when you're like investigating stuff in this one, it's like the L and R buttons. You can just like click those, and if you don't know what to do to advance through the story, there's like a big exclamation point. It's like, hey, you got to talk to this guy to progress through this story. And when you get the map, the map kind of does that as well. It's like, hey, if you actually want to move through the story, you got to go here. So
Right.
it's less of a like, oh, what do I click or what do I select or that kind of thing. You always constantly kind of moving on, and unfortunately, it's not voiced for like all of them, and certain scenes seems like they should be voiced because they seem kind of important. And this only has the Japanese audio because yeah, uh,
The budget.
the whole marketing for this game is just bizarre because like they didn't send out any kind of review copies. There's like no like day of like they didn't even send it out like the day of. It came out the same day as Xenoblade for like the Nintendo Squad, so that's kind of a knock against it.
Right. But then they did
This did
decide to bring it to the Xbox.
yeah, Xbox, you guys can play this too. Um this also is compared to past Digimon games is completely different how it plays. So I was actually kind of surprised to see it at the time of this recording. What is it at? You said
What?
11?
Oh, yeah, 11.
I was
Yeah.
actually kind of surprised at that
On
because
the US charts, I should say.
yeah, US store. And because they send out like a press release on like Twitter and such, and it's like, "Hey, this actually might be kind of hard to find in stores. Maybe all the pre-order copies might not have the physical
Yeah.
games like the day of." Because when I went to go get mine, because I actually got it physical, because I had some GameStop credits, so I was like, okay, let me get in on this. It comes at the same month as Xenoblade and Live Alive. I need some help to get all these games, so
Yeah.
let me use this. So I went over there, and he was like, "You're like the only one who pre-ordered this." I was like, "Dang, that's not a good sign." And
Yeah. The
chit
only
chatted a
one?
little bit. It's like, "Yeah, we're the only one." I was like, "Well, that's because this game was like announced like in 2018, 2000, maybe late 2017. It was supposed to come out like in 2019, and then we,
Yeah.
we got hit with some delays, some reboots. The COVID stuff happened, you know. So there was a lot of things going against this little
Yeah,
game.
wasn't it
So it's
supposed to come
just
out like last fall too? Like,
yeah, last fall. You saw like no footage of like the actual game. Like, yeah, it's last fall. Last fall, guys. And then like 2 weeks before like the supposedly fall calendar release session, they're like, oh yeah, it's not coming out this fall. We're not doing that. But I've been playing it, and the tactics in this seem pretty basic. You can move your guy. You equip stuff. But what I like about this one is if you actually don't attack during your move, they just instantly auto block. So
oh, okay.
so like just placing some of these guys around, maybe probably like in later boss fights and stuff. I can see like that being very crucial and helpful. Just actually planning your movements and your patterns. They have the differences in elevation, and like I just got like some type of birdmon because I'm also new to Digimon myself. I don't really know a lot about these guys. I know they evolve in different ways and such. Because like the the little dinosaur one, like I think he's kind of like the mascot, like the
Oh,
Pikachu of
yeah.
the franchise. I just got him to evolve because like doing my story choice, I don't know if what you chose, but doing my story choice, like when you were in that forest and you were getting attacked, that little pink thing was trying to help you because that's him. He evolves into the dinosaur guy, and I made my character like become like a shield for him and try to make him escape instead of him saving me. And doing that just brought him extreme happiness and joy, and he evolved.
Oh, there you
So
go.
I guess some kind of emotion stuff can make him evolve. But I know later in the game you have to have like certain items and such to make some other ones evolve.
Hmm.
Because you do have infinity charts with your friends and your Digimon. And like doing this tactics game, like the tactics style part of the game, you could actually talk to each other. Like that can be your move instead of like actually moving and attacking. And like you can get some kind of power up boost, or you can actually talk to like a enemy Digimon if they let you, but to possibly make it a new friend or buddy of yours, and that's such a thing. Because
Oh, that's cool.
the last battle I did, I had the Birdmon from like my buddy. That was his new, bestie, and he was able to like fly over a lot of spaces since he's like a bird. So he's a different type. He's not like different types of movements because they have different types of movements, different types of skills. You can check on the little statuses and such, and like attacking from the back, that's gonna cause more damage. They kept that kind of classic little tactics thing. I haven't seen too many extreme battles yet because I only had like the battle with like two guys. I don't know how big your squad can be like in a battle. But right now, that's probably more maybe next week or the week after. Probably the week after, because let's be honest, we're probably gonna go all in on Xenoblade.
Yeah.
Because this is nice, but it's not like, oh, let me put like this over Xenoblade type of thing.
Yeah. I played the intro. Got the title screen, right? The title splash.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna try Xenoblade, and then I'll hop back to Digimon. But I just haven't looked back since. Um, I the one thing I did notice is it kind of was a little rough when you have like your phone and you use your phone as a camera, like the camera of your phone, and like move it around the screen. And when you're moving it around, it was like, listen, we're hanging on by a thread here. Please don't move the camera too fast, you know. Um,
It was not like Jello, but like almost like Jello. It's very jittery when you
yeah.
tilt it a certain way. Because at first I thought I was just doing it too fast, so like I moved like my stick slower. It's like no,
Mm-hmm.
it's just that finicky. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
It's a little finicky, a
a
little
little
bit.
finicky.
You could say that, yes. But yeah, overall, I like the visual, like the just the animation in, even though it's a visual novel, like you can see like the grass is blowing in the wind, and the art is really nice. I like the art style. It's definitely
Art's
something
beautiful
I'm
as well.
enjoying, and I just haven't gotten a chance to dive in really to the battles outside of the ones that they gave us, like
Yeah, I will say
from the
about the
intro.
battles though, it kind of does slug at certain points in time.
Oh dear.
So
Have you been playing
just hmm?
handheld?
Yeah, I've been playing handheld, so it kind of slugged on me a little bit. But these battles are again turn based, so it's not like the biggest thing, but like I still don't think they should be there though, that kind of thing
Yeah,
happening. But
finicky.
it's probably like that because, this thing's just been, worked on and redone so much, they just have to ship something out. But it's not like the worst thing ever. But if you're very sensitive to that kind of stuff, just be well known. And this is not like the Nintendo Switch version's problem. It's like all the problems. Like they all have it. Like the PC version of the game right now, it just crashes like after that cinematic you went through for the
Right.
opening. Yeah, so
I heard about that, and then I was like, "Well, that doesn't sound like a very reassuring thing." But then also, it makes me think, well, maybe this will be something they have to go back and work on for all of the games. You know?
yeah, I see a patch coming in the future for all of them. Honestly, it's just but I am having fun with it. It's just again, just be knowledgeable, about it. Because there is no reviews out for anything for this right now. There's nothing. It's just whoever got it has it. And it seems like getting it physically for certain versions is hard. You can get the Xbox version very easily. They mentioned that.
Yeah, I heard that that was the easy one to get. That was going to be the easy. That's the easiest one to find, physically at least.
Yeah.
Digitally, you can just get it any of the storefronts. Um, but yeah, it's Digimon Survive. I'll tell you what, this is a game that I was like, oh man, I'm kind of excited that it's coming out, but also I was like, it's coming out at the same time as Xenoblade. Is this really something we need to come out? But now that I've been playing it, it's definitely something I plan on playing more of, even though I'm gonna have to read a lot because we all know the old ADHD
Yeah.
does not
It's
help with the reading. But yeah, it's something I'm enjoying so far. Um, I might even play some more before next week. Who knows? Who's to say?
Ooh.
Who's to say? Mel, We've
Yeah.
also been playing a little game called Live Alive.
Oh yeah.
Uh, so tell me, did you enjoy this game? You beat it, right?
Yeah, I did all the endings because yesterday, while I was waiting for my Xenoblade copy to come in, I was like, okay, let me just finish up Live Alive because I wanted to do that anyway. But I
Right.
was like, since I have an extra waiting period, let me do like the extra stuff that I don't have to do, but I'm going to do. And oh, like man, this is so hard to talk about because it does something really well done, and I can't say it, because
Yeah.
it's so good. Because like they even lock you out of capturing anything. Like you can't
Oh,
capture
like
anything during the certain
screenshots and
parts.
videos.
No,
Once you
nothing,
get to a
nothing,
certain
nothing.
section, they're like, listen, you don't need a screenshot of this. We know what you're going to do with it.
Yeah, you actually have to play this and experience this yourself.
Yeah.
This it's one of those things, and because I thought maybe they would do this like in my head, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It didn't happen exactly like that, but it happened like in an even better way. Like if I was able to play this like back in the day, like this would have been like the JRPG I would have talked about. Like most people are like, oh, like Final Fantasy 7 or like Chrono
Chrono Trigger,
Trigger,
not Tross.
you know.
Uh,
No, no, not Chrono. Maybe like one or two guys for Chrono.
yeah.
But but yeah, because it all wraps up together really well, and you get to see like all the characters go back to like the little time periods and such if you do everything correctly, and it pulls at the heartstrings a little bit, and it's not like done in a superficial way, and it's not like like nowadays we have like such everything's just like so heavy. It's like you gotta have like 1,000 cutscenes. You have to have like all these backlogs. You have to hunt down like side quests for like little extra info pieces here and there for stuff. Here
Mm-hmm.
it's like okay, here's this couple of lines of text. Here is the setting. Here's the atmosphere. We're gonna go into it a little bit more later, but we're gonna wrap it up and we're gonna put it together and it's gonna be well done. Because I beat this game like for everything. I'm done. I'm pretty much done with everything in like 24 hours. That's not bad for like a nice little RPG, like a JRPG, especially because we were just talking about Xenoblade. That's gonna take like
Right. Yeah. It's going to take a
100
long
hours at
time.
least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so
And even I haven't finished it yet, but I've made it pretty far in this game. I made it to the part where you can't capture anything. But yeah, this is a game. Maybe next week after the show, I'll play through all the endings or whatever.
at least
Finish
two. There's
finish
like at least two
finish
we should talk
everything
about
that I need to finish, and then we can end the show and then be like, okay, if you want to stick around, we're gonna do spoiler cast.
because it's good. Because I was at one of those spoiler sections. I think like Thursday night, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, did you get to the section?" I was like, "You need to get to the section. You need to do this.
Yeah,
I need to
because
have
you want
somebody
to
to talk
talk
to."
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the day after, I did something even like more vast. I was like, "Oh my god, I got nobody to talk about." Because these two games we're talking about, you know, uh, there's like a high interest overlap, especially on
Right.
Switch.
Yeah.
You can't really get like all three and play them and complete them in a
All at
reasonable
the
amount
same
of
time.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. A
Within.
lot of people they're just gonna pick one. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
this is my game for this month. Maybe I'll get one of these other ones later. A little
Yeah.
later. But
Next
we're
month.
crazy.
You know.
We're crazy. So
Yeah.
you know us. We try to get everything all at once and ask for more when we don't need it.
Yeah. We're give us F-Zero, please. And then we'll just never. And then F-Zero will come out, and we'll be like, it'd be great, a new wave race. Like just hook us up with a new wave race. What are you doing with this?
I mean, I'm still waiting for Mole Mania, so
Well,
I'm gonna be waiting.
you're gonna be waiting a while, yeah. Um, because we all know Mole Mania is coming after they remaster. Um, you know, um, Legend of Zelda 2, the best Legend of Zelda game. They just want to make sure they get the best one out there.
My
Before
gosh.
anything else happens, and they just want to get it out there ahead of time. But yeah, um,
I'm sure that's what they're going for. I'm sure
yeah,
they're gonna drag out Zelda 2 just for you. You know,
yeah,
maybe
they
for your
will.
birthday. You know.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. We'll see what happens next year. I think next year, what comes out on my birthday next year? Like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
something crazy like that.
But I had to get a sip of this delicious, not a sponsor, but a hint. Strawberry kiwi hint water. Easily my favorite flavor of hint water. Easily. Let me tell you, I enjoy watermelon flavor of pretty much everything, except for maybe I think my favorite flavor, except for Laffy Taffy, water banana is the best Laffy Taffy flavor in town. I just thought I'd get that out there. But kiwi strawberry hint water is also fantastic, and it I've got the watermelon as well, but it does not even touch kiwi strawberry. Um, do you enjoy a little kiwi every now and again?
I like the actual fruit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
How do
You
you
know what
eat
I
it?
do? Okay, this is how I eat it. I
Let's
cut
hear.
it in half,
Okay.
and then I get a spoon, and I just scoop it out the halves. That's how I eat it.
Oh, here's how I eat it. So back when I was a wee little lad playing, Jurassic Park on the Sega Genesis, my mother would cut all of the skin off and then cut it in small little pieces for me. Not like diced it up, but like you would just like you would cut like a cucumber or something, and then that's how she cut the kiwi, and I was always like, this is so good. Kiwi fruit is fantastic. And now that I'm older and I'm preparing it myself,
Mhm.
I do what anyone would do, and I cut off the two ends and then
As one
just
does. Yeah.
and then throw it in my mouth. Just eat the whole thing, skin and all. Just
Oh
eat
my
it
god.
all. Just
I knew you were a
just
skin person. I knew it. I knew it.
just
I
eat
was
it
waiting
all.
for it.
I saw I think it might have been recently, like the last like 2 years. I saw somebody post a TikTok that you can eat the kiwi fruit skin, and they were like just ate it like an apple, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? You can just eat the skin?" I was like, "What would that even be like?" I never even fathomed eating the skin. So I cut the two ends off and just took a bite and haven't looked back.
I knew it. I knew
Yeah,
it. Not
that's
even
how I roll.
surprised.
Um, do you eat? Do you cut the skin off of um strawberries?
No, I just eat that. That's just completely
Mm-hmm.
different
Yeah.
skin now. It's not as fuzzy. I don't want to hear this nonsense of an argument.
uh,
That's not how we're supposed to do it.
no,
But
strawberry. I just cut the green stem off
yeah, you don't
and
need
then
that. Nobody needs that.
go gobble it up. Um, this has nothing to do with fruit, but flowers. Boy, let me tell you, strange horticulture. I've been playing. And this is a game that I didn't play on PC, obviously, because I'm one of those Mac people that I have a Mac, and I tried to play. Um, Not I was about to say Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley. I was trying to play Stardew Valley online. It did not work very well because my game just kept crashing. And I was like, this is not the way to play a game. So I
That's not good.
didn't load anything else back up. Um, I think it's funny because I'm like digital mostly on all systems, and
Yeah,
the fact that it's like I own the least amount of games on Steam, which is like all digital all the time.
yeah. That's pretty much all you can do
Yeah.
for Steam.
Um, but yeah, Strange Horticulture is a game where I watched like multiple streams of people playing the game, and I've been enjoying it. Let me just say something, because in my head, I sound different than I do normally. And I think it's because I bit a piece of my tongue off, okay? On the side of my on the side. Mel's very quiet right now. I did not tell you this ahead of time. I bit a piece of my like off on the side of my tongue, like like you ever bite your lip or bite your tongue by accident.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, that's what I did. But I bit a chunk of it off the side, and so now it's constantly rubbing against my teeth, and it's like I feel like I sound different, but it's probably just in my head. Um, But yeah, that is that. I'm glad I got that out of the way before I start talking about strange horticulture, which is it's a game about discovery, I suppose. You run like, a plant shop and you're getting like letters from people. You're getting different letters and they got story to uncover. The game has really small text, but they let you zoom in at any time because they even say, "Listen, we know the text is small. You can zoom in at any time. Look at the font, the reading, the writing, and go from there." But yeah, so let's say somebody walks in and they describe the plant and they tell me the name of it. Okay, so then I got a book. I click on the book, right? I
Yeah.
go in and it'll tell me about this flower that they want. But the difference is it just tells me about it, doesn't have a picture. Um, and then I'll be like, okay, so they told me what this looked like in the description of it. And then you got to use the description they described to pick the right flower and then boom, move it over and give it to them. If you get wrong, you build up your I think it's like the death toll or something. I think it
Mm.
kills one of your flowers for good and then like you can't use it.
Oh
Um
man.
but yeah, so they'll ask you for the flower that they want and you'll be like, "Okay, sure, no problem." And then they'll give you the flower and or you give them the flower and then it's like, oh, it's marked down in your book, we now know what this one looks like, right? And then in between people you'll get notes and in the note it'll be like, oh, I was on a grand expedition and we went on this trail and there was a mountain and it had a great view of a lake right to the right or to the east. And then you got to like go look at this big map and figure out where it is that they described and then pick the right spot and then you go there. And if you go to the right square, you discover this plant and then you have it and it might be somebody needs it that day, right? Later that day. And um if not, you pick the wrong one, then they'll come looking for a flower. You might not even have it because you didn't get the right one. And yeah, it's just a lot of like, it's like I guess you could say it's kind of like a puzzle game because you're kind of trying to solve the puzzles of the
The
mystery of
notes.
what these notes are and
Yeah.
of the descriptions of these flowers and what people are looking for.
I
So,
was I was gonna ask, since writing out the descriptions of these flowers, is it always so like, hey, it's obviously this one, or do they have like certain clues that could be like, oh, it could be this flower, but it could be this one, so you have to really pay attention and you're just not grabbing like the first thing you see that matches
uh,
the description.
some of the descriptions are better than others, but then also there was one, I think, person that came in and was like trying to tell me I'm looking for a flower, can't remember the name, but it's got like a strong scent. And so then like you're looking for a flower that might be like red with a strong scent, and then like you click on a flower and then look it up and then it'll be like, this flower has a weak scent, and then you'll be like, okay, well, it's not that one. And then you can like narrow it down by finding all the flowers that have strong scents, and then you can move them all together. and then you can kind of like break down what each one is by the clues given to you, and then slowly eliminate them, and then and by eliminate them I mean just move them off to the side, and
Yeah.
then decide, okay, no, I think this is it. And then it's very satisfying when you get it right, and it's like, oh yeah, that is right. Like, because I, at least I was gonna say you're sweating bullets, but I'm sweating bullets. Like, is this the right one? But yeah, it's really good. I like it a lot. It's $14.99. Strange Horticulture on the Nintendo Switch and PC. I do not think it is on any other consoles at this time.
Yeah, and it kind of came out like of nowhere too. It was like, okay, it's like this week. This
Yeah,
is when we're dropping it.
it was like 5 days before they just posted it on the eShop as under coming soon. You could pre-order it if you wanted, and then it came out, and that's what you're
Mhm.
doing, playing Strange Horticulture. At least that's what I was doing. Um, but yeah, Strange Horticulture out now. It's quite enjoyable. It's we got that. What we played Live Alive, we played Digimon Survive, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Is there
Yeah.
anything else that you can think of, Mel, or are we going to just talk about more of this next week, along with possibly some impressions of the new Mario Kart stages?
I think that's gonna be us for this week because I mean I have some stuff, but I can save it for like another day, because these games we have,
Very meaty.
they're very meaty games. There's a lot of systems to it. There's a lot of characters, story plots. We haven't even scratched the surface. We gotta really dive a little deeper into it because the days we record, is it's kind of beneficial and then kind of not for certain events. For
Yeah.
like these big releases, like they come out on Friday. It's like, oh, that's when we record, So we
Yeah.
have to sometimes plan of like, when we're gonna put the episode out. Because like if we did it yesterday, like neither one of us would have like anything to say about
Right.
Xenoblade.
Yeah.
Because yeah, we can download it and play like that Thursday night, but like you
We
get
can't
like an
do it.
hour or
Yeah.
two, and then like we gotta start getting ready for sleep. We gotta go.
Live our lives.
Yeah, because like the
Live
first like
alive.
hour of like Xenoblade, like the first hour like Xenoblade 3 is kind of like a cutscene heavy too. So because it's putting down the plot points, of this
Very
creating
much
the
so. Yeah.
story, the world, it's establishing things. So
Yeah.
you know
I'm
you
in.
can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna play the first hour of this. I'm gonna get the understanding because like 4 hours in, they're still showing you like tutorials. It's like, okay, this is how you buy things.
Yeah. They're just still adding stuff like changing classes and
We
learning
didn't even get like
classes.
we didn't get the chain attack yet either. Or like,
Yeah.
I know that's coming.
I got the
Probably
chain
soon
attack
for
now.
you.
Finally. Yeah. I
Yeah.
did get the chain attack. One thing do like is, so you meet these mystery characters in Xenoblade, right? And they give you a new class. And what happens is you unlock the class for one person, right? And
Yeah.
then that person needs to get it to like level 5 to unlock it for someone else. And then that person needs to unlock it to level 5 to unlock it for someone else. Um, I can't remember if it unlocks for everyone after they get to level 5, or if it's for everyone. But I got two new classes that were not the ones that we have so far, and you get them from
Ooh.
like mystery, not mystery characters, but like temporary characters that come, and there's like hero quests. You complete the hero quest and you move on, and
Okay.
yeah, it's really good. The
So
game
you
is
you
really good.
want to you want to do those hero quests. You don't want to
You
just
wanna,
sidetrack
yeah,
them.
I don't know if they're skippable, because I believe once I got a hero quest, that was the only quest I had. So
Okay. So
so
because
far at least,
sometimes
they might be
sometimes
later
they
on.
do that and it's like, hey, they're just kind of showing you. It's like, okay, like the
Right.
first time, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but they're connected to the story too, so it's like,
That's nice. Because
um,
there's a lot of side quests in this thing.
yeah,
There's the community chart. The
right,
colony section. There's so much. They want you to just play only this game for like 2 months, basically.
yeah, and it even tells you if your character is at max rank for a class. It'd be like, hey, this character is max at this class. Pick another one. You might want to pick another one. Like they really kind of push you in the direction of get each class up to 10, and then as soon as it's 10, switch over to another class.
Yeah, because it makes your characters more well-rounded. Like basically, you can pretty much do almost anything with like each guy, you know. So you can just customize how you want to play,
Yeah.
which is helpful.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But yeah, so Mel, where can people find you?
I'm gonna be on the good old Twitter at Mel Needs a Name. Still posting my little clips here and there. I'm gonna be very cautious about posting, obviously like story play segments from pretty much any of these games I've been talking about. I've been pretty good so far. So you might get like some little jokes or something just really cool, like gameplay wise, or like a little funny glitch. You don't have to worry about like, oh, he was like the final boss, oh gee golly,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I certainly hope not, Mel. Please don't post the final boss for 2 months. Wait 2 months at least. Um, yeah, you hear that? Hans wants something. Lance wants something a little meatier. That is the line that I hear over and over again. Hear that, Noah? Lance wants something a little bit meatier. I hear that line over and over again. And as soon as you start playing the game, you're going to know, oh my goodness, I hear that so much too. And so let's all just hear that in our heads once more while we dive into this next week. Thanks for listening. You can find me at Super Nintendo on pretty much everything. Toodaloo.
See ya.